Coronation Street has revisited the long-running tension between Eva Price and Maria Windass, as the pair clashed once again during this Friday's, July 24, episode of the ITV soap. While their latest disagreement was relatively minor, it served as a reminder that there is no love lost between the two women, even years after their explosive feud. The drama unfolded in Audrey's salon after Maria returned from visiting Sarah Platt in prison, where she remains on remand following her arrest over Theo Silverton's death. The visit left Maria deeply shaken, particularly as she's plagued by doubts over her marriage with Gary Windass, who helped Sarah cover up Theo's murder. Back on the cobbles, Maria headed to the hair salon, walking in on David working on Eva's hair. After a tense exchange of words between her and Eva, Maria's bad mood spilled over later in the day when she headed to the Rover's return, hoping to take her mind off everything that had happened. But once there, it was clear Maria wasn't herself. And when Eva suggested she returned home, Maria admitted she didn't want to. In a surprising move, Eva extended an olive branch to Maria and offered a chat, but a drunken Maria simply walked out after accidentally breaking a glass. While the exchange ultimately ended on a relatively subdued note, it reminded viewers of the pair's complicated history, which stretches back years. The rivalry dates back to Eva and Maria's bombshell love triangle with Aidan Connor. The tension all began in 2016, after Maria embarked on a secret affair with Aidan while he was in a relationship with Eva. Although Maria hoped Aidan would leave Eva for her, he ultimately chose to stay with his then-fiancée. Determined to get revenge after discovering the betrayal, Eva secretly plotted to expose both Maria and Aidan. She even faked a pregnancy as part of an elaborate scheme to ensure Aidan went through with their wedding. But everything finally unraveled in true Corey fashion during Eva and Aidan's wedding day. Moments before the couple were due to exchange their vows, Maria exposed Eva's fake pregnancy in front of their guests herself. Furious, Eva retaliated by revealing that Maria and Aidan had been having an affair behind her back, before the argument descended into one of Coronation Street's most memorable catfights. The two women ended up wrestling each other in a fountain right outside the venue, with stunned wedding guests watching as their mutual resentment boiled over. Aidan and Eva's wedding never went ahead, bringing one of the show's biggest love triangles to a dramatic conclusion. Since then, Eva and Maria's relationship has remained cordial at best, as neither has never forgotten the role the other played in the collapse of Aidan's relationship with Eva. The pair have since continued to exchange the odd sarcastic remark, even if their rivalry never quite reached the heights of their infamous fountain fight. But with Eva choosing sympathy rather than confrontation during this Friday's installment, and her marriage to Ben Driscoll being one of the strongest on the cobbles, there could still be room for both women to push their differences aside. And with Sarah's prison storyline set to continue in the weeks ahead, as she even confessed to D.S. Swain she killed Theo, Maria's emotions are unlikely to settle anytime soon, particularly as Gary Windass could become another suspect in the murder investigation. Few rivalries in Coronation Street have left fans as divided as the growing tension between Eva and Maria. What began as a misunderstanding has evolved into an emotionally charged conflict, with years of history, painful memories, and deeply personal decisions resurfacing. As the latest episodes unfold, viewers are discovering that this isn't simply a disagreement, it's a battle fueled by heartbreak, loyalty, and unresolved emotions. With both women refusing to back down, the fallout is threatening friendships, families, and the close-knit community of Weatherfield. A friendship tested. Eva and Maria have shared plenty of ups and downs over the years. While they have never been inseparable friends, they have managed to coexist despite past disagreements. However, recent events have pushed their relationship beyond repair. The latest confrontation began after Maria became convinced that Eva had crossed a line she couldn't ignore. She insists she never intended to hurt Maria and believes her actions have been twisted into something far worse than reality. But in Weatherfield, perception often matters more than intention, and Maria isn't ready to listen. Emotions running high. The emotional fallout quickly spread beyond the two women. Friends found themselves caught in the middle, unsure whose side to support. Some sympathized with Maria, believing she had every reason to feel betrayed. Others argued that Eva deserved a chance to explain herself before being judged. As word spread around the street, every conversation seemed to reignite the conflict. Even the smallest misunderstanding suddenly became another reason for the feud to grow. Neither woman wanted to be the first to apologize, and every encounter became increasingly tense. Maria's pain. Maria's reaction isn't simply about one incident. She's carrying emotional scars from previous hardships, making it difficult for her to trust people again. Every disappointment feels bigger because it reminds her of everything she's already endured. From Maria's perspective, Eva's actions confirmed her worst fears, that the people closest to her eventually let her down. That explains why her anger appears so intense. It's less about revenge and more about protecting herself from being hurt again. Fans have watched Maria fight through countless personal struggles over the years, and many believe this latest storyline reflects how unresolved trauma can influence present-day relationships. Eva's side of the story. Eva, meanwhile, feels unfairly painted as the villain. She believes Maria reached conclusions without hearing the full truth. Every attempt to explain herself has ended in another argument, leaving her frustrated and emotionally exhausted. Instead of defending herself aggressively, Eva initially hoped time would calm the situation. Unfortunately, silence only made Maria more convinced that Eva had something to hide. Eventually, Eva decided enough was enough. Determined to clear her name, she confronted Maria directly, leading to one of the most emotional exchanges viewers have seen in recent weeks. Weatherfield takes sides. As expected, the feud hasn't remained private. Residents throughout Weatherfield have formed opinions, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere wherever Eva and Maria appear. Some characters encourage reconciliation, reminding both women that life is too short to hold on to resentment. Others quietly support one side over the other, unintentionally making the divide even worse. The gossip spreads quickly, ensuring neither woman can escape constant reminders of the conflict. In true Coronation Street fashion, one disagreement has become everyone's business. Family members feel the pressure. Perhaps the biggest victims are those closest to Eva and Maria. Family members find themselves acting as peacemakers while struggling with their own emotions. Every family gathering becomes awkward. Simple conversations become tense. People are forced to choose their words carefully, afraid of saying something that might trigger another confrontation. The emotional pressure begins affecting everyone involved. Instead of solving the problem, each attempt at mediation seems to uncover another layer of misunderstanding. Fans react. Viewers have flooded social media with opinions about the storyline. Some believe Maria's emotional response is completely understandable given everything she's experienced. Others argue Eva deserves sympathy because she appears genuinely devastated by how events unfolded. Many fans appreciate that neither character is being portrayed as completely right or completely wrong. Instead, the storyline explores how misunderstandings can spiral when communication breaks down. That moral complexity has sparked countless debates online. Could reconciliation still happen? Despite the hostility, there are signs that reconciliation remains possible. Both women clearly care more than they admit. If they truly hated each other, the arguments wouldn't carry such emotional weight. Often, the strongest conflicts exist because the relationship once mattered deeply. There are moments where hesitation appears before another harsh comment is delivered. Small expressions of regret suggest both Eva and Maria know things have gone too far. Whether pride allows either woman to take the first step remains the biggest question. A powerful story about trust. At its heart, this isn't simply a feud. It's a story about trust. Once trust is broken, or believed to be broken, it becomes incredibly difficult to rebuild. Every conversation becomes clouded by suspicion. The coming episodes promise even more emotional scenes. As secrets continue emerging and both women confront painful truths, viewers may finally learn whether the feud began because of genuine betrayal or an unfortunate misunderstanding. If new evidence comes to light, Maria could be forced to reconsider everything she believed. Likewise, Eva may discover that rebuilding trust requires more than proving she was right, it requires understanding why Maria reacted so strongly in the first place. Whatever happens, the emotional consequences won't disappear overnight. Relationships damaged by hurt rarely heal quickly. The bigger picture. One reason this storyline resonates so strongly is because it feels realistic. Many viewers have experienced friendships breaking down over misunderstandings, pride, or poor communication. Coronation Street reminds audiences that emotional wounds don't always come from dramatic betrayals. Sometimes they're caused by assumptions, missed conversations, and words spoken in anger. Eva and Maria's conflict reflects those everyday realities, making every confrontation feel authentic rather than exaggerated. Final thoughts. The emotional feud between Eva and Maria has quickly become one of Coronation Street's most compelling storylines. Instead of presenting a simple hero and villain narrative, the soap explores the complicated emotions surrounding trust, loyalty, forgiveness, and personal pain. Maria's heartbreak, Eva's frustration, and the ripple effects across Weatherfield create a storyline packed with drama while remaining grounded in genuine human emotion. As the fallout continues, fans will be watching closely to see whether these two strong-willed women can finally put the past behind them, or whether this bitter feud will leave permanent scars on everyone around them. One thing is certain, in Weatherfield, emotions are running high, alliances are shifting, and the road to forgiveness may prove far more difficult than anyone expected. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.